Hey VC, what's up? Miss me? It's Tim, me, DJ High Noon, your friendly neighborhood vinyl guy, back again. It's been a minute. Well, outside of some VCLT that I shot a video for, it's been a long minute. To be perfectly honest with you, I didn't even think I'd have time to do this today. It really has been crazy here at the old High Noon instead. Working from home, so I'm blessed that my wife and I can both still earn. But we're also having to do distance learning with our son, who, you know, he's in first grade. So it's very challenging. There's a lot of hands-on. It just takes up a lot of our day. So luckily, some of the stuff that I do for work, I can kind of stagger it. It's a lot of projects that I can push off till like in the evening. So during the week, I kind of ended up burning out the midnight oil on all different types of ends. I mean, sometimes even laying down for a half an hour in the middle of the day to take a nap. It's just been very stressful. So I apologize I've been so long, but damn, y'all been busy. I mean, everybody's been just going hog wild with great threads ideas and, you know, just vinyl tags and collabs with everybody under the sun. It's been so fun to watch, but I haven't still been able to keep up with everything. So for that, I do apologize. But what's going on with me? So, like I said, we're working from home, which is nice because, you know, you gotta be at work at 9 o'clock. Well, for me, I gotta be at work at 8 o'clock, so I can wake up about 7:57, you know, brush my teeth, get a cup of coffee, and yeah, there we go, commute's done. So, but I have been picking up some stuff and having it sent to me. Some of this stuff is it's some newer stuff that I've picked up to kind of reward me for not going crazy, and some stuff that I've had prior. So I think I got about 10 here. We're gonna go ahead and jump in. Nothing really major to do needle drops on today, so I do apologize that I don't have any needle drops. A lot of this stuff's gonna be blocked anyway, but most of this stuff you don't really need. Oh, one other quick thing you might hear, I have a microphone. So please let me know about the improvement or lack thereof in the audio quality. I do a lot of my recording at night. Got a great deal on a microphone, and I wanted to try it out. So just let me know how it sounds. But definitely looking forward to the feedback. So let's get started. So this first one I picked up, the cover is written on a lot, but when I saw it, I couldn't pass it up. And it's in okay condition. I probably call it VG, but I definitely would look for an upgrade. But this is just a part of my my history that I had to have back, and that's the soundtrack to Wild Style. So if you're not familiar with Wild Style was a movie, early 80s, really captured the hip hop and b-boy scene in New York City, used the actual people who were responsible for the dances and the rhymes and the sounds and just the overall culture of hip hop, with a really weirdly scripted story, but still it captured it very well. This has a lot of authentic b-boy breaks, performances done in you know, almost in real, you know, pretty much live in real time. So this was just a great bit of culture. You can see that's been graffitied, and whoever had it before me went to town on this one, but I got it for fairly cheap. And like I said, I just wanted to get it in the collection. I'll eventually upgrade it, probably doubles, just because I love this soundtrack so much. So Wild Style, if you're not familiar with it, but you're interested in the culture, check it out, because it's got a lot of great moments in the movie. Another one that I picked up that I didn't have, surprisingly, and again, like I said, I mean, even though I've got a lot behind me, there's still some things I'm trying to put back into my collection from long ago. And one of the things that got really hit hard was the Beatles, so I was glad to pick up a, I think this is a mid-70s reissue. You know, it's got a little bit of staining on it and stuff like that, but it doesn't really bother me too much. But obviously, another one of my favorites, Revolver. Glad to have this one back in the collection. I absolutely love this album. It's probably, wouldn't say probably, it's probably my top three when it comes to Beatles records, depending on the day. Rubber Soul, this, White Album, and Abbey Road I can make arguments for, but absolutely love this album. Really cranked the hell out of this one, played well. So I was happy to have that one. I'm trying to look, see if I have any other. Yes, I have one other vinyl that I picked up that was used. The rest of them will be new. So we'll go ahead and do that one too. All three of these, the two that I just showed and this one, came from Foundation at different points when I've been there. Hopefully those guys are doing well. Alex, I don't think you'll ever see this, but if you are, hopefully you and your brother are doing well. Hopefully we'll be in touch soon. But I saw this one, couldn't pass it up. Absolutely love it. This is just one of the great glam slash hair metal debuts from the 80s, and that's Cinderella Night Songs. Absolutely love this album. This is almost a perfect 10 to me. Probably like a 9.5, just front to back. It is just a killer album. I know that they kind of went a little bit more blues rock oriented after this, but still, I mean, this and Long Cold Winter is just damn near perfection in my eyes. So was glad to add this one to the collection. Definitely drove the family crazy with that one. So then just a bunch of new vinyl, stuff that I've, reissues that I picked up or new releases or whatever. So let's just go ahead and get into that. This one I actually picked up a while ago on the Barnes & Noble 50% off. Remember that? Remember when that happened? That was, seems like 7 years ago, right? Yeah, seven years ago. So, and I know Steve Carlson showed this one. This is the West Coast Nuggets Transparent Days. Great Nuggets compilation of just some of that West Coast kind of San Francisco sound. What I really like about this is not just first off, the music is just killer, but I love the packaging on this. So when you open up the gatefold, you get two wonderful little inserts into the labels. The records are on this beautiful clear vinyl, just absolutely gorgeous. Plays very well. I mean, no ticks or pops, no sound loss. There's even a newspaper write-up style on the bands, which I thought was very well done. So it's got this like kind of like the indie paper feel that you would have found back in music days, and folds out. Just really cleverly done. Kind of captures that local, the independent feel for music. But what I also liked about it was just how they got all the music together. So let's see if I can get you a good without a glare. There's the track listings. But if you start off on side A, it's more of the psych pop. So you deal with West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, the West Coast Branch, the Dovers, and then it continuously gets more and more into the heavy psych till by the time you get to side D, you have things like Things to Come, the Glass Family, Clear Light, the Celluloid People, Love. So it really begins to it starts kind of, okay, we're gonna, a little Sunshine Pop, a little bit of psych, and then as you get deeper and deeper into the album, it progressively gets really into the crazy, which I like. So definitely I found that the second disc was more my feeling, but I didn't dislike the first disc at all, not even a bit. So pardon me. I actually did pick up some jazz. Been a minute. So I was glad to pick up some jazz. It's been a long minute. And I've actually been looking at reissues only because with jazz, that's one of those music forms that when you need it to be quiet. I mean, on soft passages, you don't want to hear the ticks and pops. It kind of takes away. So I found this one just at an incredible price when I couldn't pass it up. And that was Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. This is a reissue on the Replica Impulse label. As you can see, that 180 gram vinyl, absolutely played fantastic. Gave this one a couple spins when I got it in. What more needs to be said about Ellington and Coltrane. This is just a seminal classic album. And I know that there's tons of early presses out there in the VC, and a lot of people show it. But like I said, the price on this one, I mean, it was probably, I mean, honestly, I want to say it was 11, 12 bucks. And I just couldn't say no to it. I just had to jump on it. So I'm glad to add that one to the collection. And then another one I added from Coltrane was a long time coming for me. I've streamed this album so many times. And to be honest with you, I actually ended up having, when I ordered this, I was having a really bad week. And it was all hitting me. And not just because of the situation, but work was overworking me and stuff like that. So, but that's another story for another day. But so I needed to pick me up, and just looked on my wish list and said, you know what, boom, done. Ordered it, didn't even think about it. And when it came in, I spun it 2 or 3 times, and it really did improve my mood. This is one of those albums that I think that everybody who even has a remote interest in not just jazz, but important music should have. And that's Coltrane's A Love Supreme. This is probably the second most important jazz album in my life. The first one is A Kind of Blue. I would honestly say I probably like this more because it is a more of a spiritual album, but you can't deny the importance of A Kind of Blue. You just can't. It's impossible. But this album is just, it's a masterpiece. And adding it in my collection was just a much needed thing for me and my sanity. So I was glad to pick it up. It is a reissue, don't care. It's whisper quiet, and it sounds incredibly well. So this one probably won't get put away anytime soon. Sorry if I look like I'm distracted. I have a little 6-year-old who is sneaking up on me right now, who is probably gonna sneak around and say hi on the camera. Yep, there's his head. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, go. You're a goofball. And honestly, he's been quite the character for keeping me sane. So, and then the last 3 that I have all came in this past week, and jumped on them. Gave them a great spin. This one, I'm showing 2 metal records in the same haul. How is that for, nuh-uh, can't be. I need more Maiden. Saw this at a great price, pulled the trigger. Absolutely love this album. I mean, this is what, their 7th overall, 5th with Bruce Dickinson. Some people consider this their favorite. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with the fact that this is some people's favorite album, because it is just that good. It is not my favorite, but it's a great album. To me, by this point, you know, you've had 5 classics. I mean, classics, stone cold classics at this point. This was their 5th in a row with Bruce Dickinson, and each one of those albums is absolutely classic. You can't deny a one. Doesn't happen. So picking this one up, really just, like I said, I saw it at a great price. It's the reissue, which sounds phenomenal. Get your labels there with the custom center. Just absolutely great. And I'll be honest with you, my metal really took probably one of the biggest hits when I had to piece things off back in the day. I lost a lot of it. Lost a lot of it on CD, lost a lot of it on vinyl. But getting that one back definitely hit a nice spot for me, and helped me improve my mood. So this one I actually had on, these last 2 I had on pre-order, so I knew that it wasn't like, you know, they were a surprise last minute purchase. These were, I knew were coming. This one is the reissue of the very first, let's see, you would show it this way because of the spine, but it actually gets shown this way. This is the reissue of Gentle Giant's first album. Now, some people are gonna say, no, wait a minute, I know that album is 3 Friends, and you do, but it's the wrong cover. So this is the correct cover for the debut album, which was only released in the UK. I can't get it up there, but in the US, they repurposed this cover for the album 3 Friends, which was their 3rd album. Whereas in the UK, it had a different cover. So they actually have reissued on Alucard Records the first 4 Gentle Giant albums on 180 gram vinyl. And they are the original UK covers. Now I have I have the other 3. I have Acquiring the Taste, I have 3 Friends, and I have Octopus. So 3 Friends and Octopus are the US covers. This is the cover for the 3 Friends in the US, and Octopus has the octopus in a die-cut jar, whereas the Octopus in the UK was that greenish cover with a giant picture of an octopus. This album, however, now Acquiring the Taste was always the same. So this album, however, I did not have at all. So I wanted to go ahead and get this one because I didn't have it at all as far as the music, and give the listen to the repressing on this and how good it was, and it was amazing. Music really popped off. It really sounded full and rich. You could really hear the nuances in some of the different performances. And being as that I didn't have this one, it was really exciting for me because, like I said, I didn't have it at all. So I am considering going back and getting at least 3 Friends and Octopus to have the original cover art. But it's not necessarily something I feel like I have to do immediately because I have the music, so we will see. But I'm glad to have their debut in my collection as well. So my Gentle Giant collection is ever growing. And then lastly, this one just came in yesterday. I actually showed it. If you are a member of the YouTube Facebook group, pardon me, for the YouTube vinyl community, I showed a picture of it. Seems like a lot of people have ordered this one and are still waiting. Luckily, mine came in yesterday. It was actually even supposed to be due today, and it came in a day early, so I was not upset about that at all. And that is the Tone Poet reissue of Lee Morgan's The Cooker. This was amazing. I mean, first off, Lee Morgan, I mean, with that lineup you're looking at, I mean, this is just a killer lineup. You're looking at Lee Morgan, obviously on trumpet. You've got Pepper Adams on baritone sax. You got Bobby Timmons on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on drums. So the lineup itself is just amazing. Secondly, he wasn't even 20 when he recorded this. So, and he was, I think this was 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th album he had done for Blue Note, where he was the band leader. So think about that. 20 years old, had already played with some of the greats of that time and was a band leader and had given us some jazz classics already. This one, no exception. So I picked up the Tone Poet on a recommendation of Bill at the Vinylverse. He's like, hey, if you don't have a Tone Poet, it's probably one of the better ones to get. They do a phenomenal job with the packaging. They give you this really high quality inner sleeve, so it's very static resistant and protects the record well. It's on 180 gram vinyl and very thick and very sturdy. And when I dropped the needle, it was whisper quiet. What also impressed me was the on the opening track, A Night in Tunisia, which was a Ellington? Gillespie, excuse me. It was a Gillespie cut that he had written. The interplay of Lee Morgan's trumpet and Pepper Adams' sax just jumped off the vinyl and it filled my room. It was amazing. So not only do I recommend this album, the Tone Poet series, I'm a fan. I mean, I'm instantly hooked now. So I'm literally looking for anything Tone Poet I can find. I don't know why I even hesitated because they've been getting great reviews. But if hearing is believing, pick this one up. You can probably still get it. I mean, like I said, it just came out. I know some are trying to get it from the local shops when they open. Absolutely, I completely understand. You know, if you can score it when they get it, or if you're a good customer, you can reach them on Facebook or Messenger, and they can get it for you. Please do, because this thing, it's a cooker. It absolutely is. And the audio completely jumps off the record. It fills your room. You feel like you are literally in that space listening to them play. It is phenomenal. It blew me away and made me want to just go out and chase all the tone poets that I could. So, great album. Lee Morgan the Cooker, Tone Poet series. Glad to have one finally, and I'm definitely looking forward to picking up more. So hey, that's all I got today. Actually went a little long. I thought I was going to be under 20 minutes, but I kind of ate up some time. Thank you all. Some of you reached out to me just to check and see how I'm doing because I've been gone in comments that I've made. I'm here. I'm well. I'm very, very busy. But to that, I say, I'm glad to see that there are people out there who are, making good use of the time and really getting involved into videos and collaborations. It seems like Mazzy kind of kicked that off and it's exploded. In fact, some of the ones that are close to me, we're trying to do collabs. I know Andrew from Tales from the Crate has really been putting out these monumental collaborations. So it's really wonderful to see. And please don't take the fact that maybe I haven't commented as I haven't watched. I haven't watched a lot, but I have watched some. And what happens is I put it in my ear as I'm working, but I have to stop and then help my son with schoolwork and then get back to work. So I may forget to comment or go back and comment later or which ones did I watch. So I apologize in advance to each and every one of you. Please don't take it as a slight. Just know that I love you all. So with that, hopefully everyone's safe and is well, and those around you are safe and well. This is truly an unprecedented time, and I wish that everyone comes out of this well, safe, and somewhat happy. That being said, if you need me, comment below. I'll get a hold of you. I'm going to even leave my email address in the description if you want to reach out and just say, hey, what's up? Or just kind of talk or whatever. I have no problem with it. It may take me a little bit of time, may take me a day or two to get back with you. Beth, I owe you a text and an email. But know that each and every one of you who are watching, I love you. I appreciate you. I am so glad that you are part of this community and part of my interaction here. And with that, I'm just going to let it go. So be well, everybody. Take care. Thinking of you often, and I love you all. Peace.